Developing now, a levee failure triggers evacuation in the city of Pacific. What we know about the work happening right now to fix this levee. Nearly 50 miles of Highway 2 closed because of flood damage. How long WSDOT says this closure could last. And with 2 levees failing in less than 24 hours amid historic flooding, what we know about their upkeep.
Level 3, so now evacuation order. Due to severe and rapidly worsening flood conditions. So now, cannot wait. Evacuate to the north.
Panic as loudspeakers blare and hundreds of people scramble from their homes as floodwaters pour into the city of Pacific this morning. Evacuations are ongoing at this hour as crews work to repair a break in a temporary barrier of the levee system that holds that White River back. Much of the work is focused along 3rd Avenue near the intersection of Pacific Avenue South. KOMO's Joel Marino's live in Pacific with a look at the breach and how it's being fixed and the damage already done. Joel?
Well, Mary, they are trying to plug a sizable hole. It's just up the roadway here, and they've asked us to stay back so they can move that heavy equipment in and out. In the meantime, though, we have seen flooded homes, submerged cars, and it all came after an overnight alert sent people in this neighborhood running. Now, police officers went through the streets as a helicopter flew overhead, telling everyone to evacuate immediately. Electronic alerts also blared out on people's phones as first responders worked to clear out about 220 homes along the White River here in Pacific. For some neighborhoods, though, it was too late. Water filled the streets and people had to wade out with whatever they could grab and get to higher ground. Good news, no reports of anyone seriously hurt, but people are very worried about what's to come next.
Water just started coming up. I was sleeping, and next thing you know, I see all these sirens and cars and people outside. So I came outside, and my car was in water. I had to move it. People were breaking my fence, going, trying to get to safety.
Well, I don't think we're really out of the woods yet. I would hope that we would be, but it doesn't. This rain needs to let up.
Yeah, work crews using heavy equipment are stacking giant sandbags to plug up the breach where the river has been coming through, at least it was this morning. Extra sandbags, they're being trucked in to create as much of a temporary barrier as they can and prevent any additional property damage. Now, adding to the complications, there is a dam that's upriver that they need to release the flows on because there's so much pressure building from all this rain that we're getting. They've held off for now just while these crews can get some of this work done. But at some point, they're going to have to increase the river flows by opening up that dam partially. Mary?
Joel, it looks like they're making good progress with the repairs. Any timeline on when the levee will be secure enough so that the evacuation order might be lifted?
Yeah, we've been asking that because people want to get back to their homes and get back safely. But at this point, the work continues. We've just had additional trucks bring in new bags of these huge bags of sand to plug that hole. They are working for now throughout the day and possibly into this evening. There are shelters available in the area where people can stay if they can't get back to their homes, and they're encouraging people for now just to stay clear until they can get all this done. Mary?
Joel, thank you for the update. In Snohomish County, the flooding disaster turned deadly after a man who drove past road closed signs encountered deep water that overwhelmed his car. Snohomish County Sheriff's Office says first responders arrived at Lowell Larimer Road around 1:30 a.m. Rescue swimmers pulled the man from his fully submerged vehicle. The 33-year-old Snohomish County man died at the scene. No one else was in the car. Newly released video from the King County Sheriff's Office shows deputies and the National Guard team up to rescue a man whose car became stuck in floodwater. This rescue happened around 7 o'clock last night near West Valley Highway between Kent and Auburn. The driver drove past a road closed sign on South 277th Street and became stuck. He was waiting for help on top of his SUV when the National Guard truck arrived to help. Today we got an update on the lengthy closure of Highway 2, which has significant damage caused by flooding and landslides. A nearly 50-mile stretch between Skykomish and Leavenworth is closed and will be for months.
Several areas on that highway are damaged and washed out, so the roads are not there any longer. We will need to rebuild those sections of highway. Near milepost 54, there's a bridge that's covered over several feet of debris with active landslides going on in the place.
WashDOT says active landslides are making repair work more challenging because workers simply can't access those areas safely. Crews are making daily assessments on when repairs can actually begin. In King County tonight, crews are keeping close watch of levees as floodwaters remain high. Yesterday, a levee breach sent water pouring into an industrial park in Tukwila, prompting evacuations there. KOMO's Jeremy Harris is live at the breach site. Jeremy, how are things looking today?
Well, these levees, Mary, are doing a lot of important work here, and we're going to need them to hold for a few more days. We came back today to the site where the levee breached yesterday in Tukwila, and you can see, boy, do they have a patch over it. They have filled it with gravel and these large sandbags. They call them super sacks, and this thing is firm, and it's holding the water back for now. Now, let's show you some new video that we shot here just within the last few hours. I just talked to a guy who works at this warehouse. He says he was the first one to actually see water starting to seep through there. They called their boss at the warehouse, who then called the city. They came out here, and that's where they discovered that this breach was starting yesterday morning. Of course, by late last night, they had this all shored up, and we have seen crews back here today just keeping an eye on it. Of course, this was one point that they were worried about. This is where it failed and sent that water down into the industrial neighborhood. The really good news about this is there are no homes around here. Though there were a lot of people evacuated yesterday, nobody's home was damaged, and a lot of these businesses that are right near where this levee breached are actually elevated because they're warehouse businesses, so they need to be up a little bit because they're bringing in those semi-trucks. Now, we know that the crews have been out keeping eyes on the levee around Tukwila here along the Green River. They're looking for those weak spots. According to the county, they tell us they know where some of those vulnerable spots may be. That's what they're keeping an eye on. And as we have heard over and over today through the forecast, these levees are going to need to do their job for several more days as these river levels are going to remain very high. So we're taking a look up and down. We've been all through Tukwila. Things are looking good. Of course, if we look over here, you can see the river is still very high, but still got more room to go on this levee. But these levees, you know, the height is only one issue with those levees, the pressure and also the saturation. That can be a real big problem. So we've got our eyes on it, and coming up on KOMO News at 6, you'll hear from that man who says he was the first to discover this leak and his reaction to all the chaos that went over here in the last 24 hours. Reporting live in Tukwila, Jeremy Harris, KOMO News.
Jeremy, we know the levees were really tested with the recent storms. You mentioned some of the weak spots. So how are other areas of the levee along the Green River looking right now?
Well, they're looking good, and we've seen just here in Tukwila several spots where, you know, these city crews, they've been out, they've been looking at it, they've been monitoring. They're also at some points pumping some water out of certain areas down by where the Costco is. So definitely something that they're aware of. And as we've heard again, these levees, you know, they are designed to hold a lot of water, and they've certainly done their job. But as time goes on, it becomes a variable in how reliable and durable these levees are. So the longer the flooding goes on, the more pressure is on them, and the potential for weaknesses like we've seen not only here in Tukwila, but also down in Pacific. They can only take so much, and those weak spots give way. So certainly something that's going to be very close eyes on it for the next 3 days.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. In Skagit County, Washington State Task Force 1 has been activated to help in search and rescue missions. The team is made up of 210 members, including first responders from King and Pierce counties, along with the city of Seattle. It's unclear how long they'll be deployed. The last time Task Force 1 was activated in a non-federal status to support search and rescue was after the Oso landslide in 2014. KOMO Chief Meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell is here with the forecast. And Shannon, it sounds like rain is not going to be our only problem.
Not at all. You know, it has been such a tough first 2 weeks of December, and we're going to have a very quick switch into totally different weather over the next 24 hours. And it will be kind of a violent switch in that it's going to get very gusty, much colder, and up over the Cascades. A rare blizzard warning has been issued as a result. Olympics too, but Cascade travel not looking good late tonight through early tomorrow morning because of heavy snow and really gusty winds. Down below, we've got a bear of a commute going again. More of that warm, wet, and windy weather leading to lingering flooding and that lurking threat for landslides, even once everything starts to settle down. So piece by piece, here's a look at the flooding. We're all still under a flood watch. watch. A lot of urban flooding out there, but still watching the Skagit in particular and the complex of rivers there in King County because of that levee system that has been giving us issues there on the Cedar, the Green, and the White. Gusty winds, it will be howling, especially in the next couple of hours and into early Wednesday morning. Most of us under a wind advisory for southwesterly gusts to 45, which are bad enough. But in some of the waterfront locations, especially on Whidbey Island, we're going to see gusts upwards of 50 or more. And with such deeply saturated soil, it's easy to bring down trees and result in power outages. How about a blizzard warning? We don't see those very often around here, but we've got one on deck tonight through tomorrow. Gusty winds 45 plus, and over the volcanic peaks, 24 inches of snow in less than 24 hours. That's how much more precipitation is coming in, combining with the cold air coming in behind it. All of that leading to a wet and gusty night here around Puget Sound. But Mary, finally, things look a little bit better as we dive deeper into this December week. I'll explain in my next forecast.
All right, thank you. The historic floods in our region are impacting the state's blood supply. Bloodworks Northwest says the Green River levee failure happened right near their Renton lab and donor center. The lab at the blood is safe, but the flooding canceled more than 300 potential donations since Thursday, creating a big shortfall, especially of type O negative blood. They urge people, if they can get to a Bloodworks Northwest donor center safely, please donate. And stay with KOMO News as we track the latest flooding updates on the KOMO News app and throughout our evening newscasts. You can also check out extended interviews and video on the KOMO YouTube channel.